Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another cast from the Premier League 4. And when I say welcome back, I mean this is the first Premier League 4 cast that's going on my channel. But yeah, it should be a good game. This is a matchup between Dignitas and Pain, and I chose this game because I like watching Dignitas play. They're a fun team to watch. They like to think outside the box. A lot of the time, their strategies do revolve around getting AUI 2000 a lot of farm, but still, they are known to pick unorthodox heroes, and they brought Warlock back to the limelight. They've experimented with Spectre. They like to play tiny hard carry a lot, which we have seen fade out quite a bit. So Dignitas is one of those teams who's definitely not one of those teams who's afraid to experiment. We have Pain on the other side of the equation, and this is game 2 of this best of 3 series. I think Pain are down 0-1. And Pain's an interesting team. They qualified to be in the Premier League 4 because Premier League 4 actually had qualifiers to determine the last two teams, and 3D Clan and Premier and Pain actually were the two qualifiees of that tournament. But yeah, I don't think Pain are necessarily doing too well, but they've been a team that's been around for ages and ages, Dota 1, Dota 2. It's really just unfortunate that they haven't been able to sort of be any sort of really well-known teams or make any huge tournament wins, but the Brazilian Dota scene, I don't imagine, is very sort of competitive at this moment, just because we don't often hear of too many Brazilian teams. I know Gaming University Peru actually impressed me quite a bit, so there's a South American team that definitely impressed me quite a bit, but I have yet to watch any Pain games for quite a while. But so far, this looks to be standard picks and bans. Rubik, Magnus, not too atypical. Dignitas pick up the Barrett at the first choice, and so far the bans look pretty standard. They're going to choose Darkseer as well because he made it through, and Gyrocopters. So all in all, this is about as standard as a draft as you can get. But usually, when one team gets Barrett at the first pick, they don't get Darkseer or another top tier hero as well. But I guess Pain just really favored the Rubik, and this matchup should be played on US East, I do believe, or maybe, yeah, US East, so there won't be any server difficulties, despite, I think, AY being West Coast. But still, I mean, this is relatively even grounds in terms of servers, and I think overall in the Premier League, Dignitas are 2-2, or maybe 2-3, or maybe 1-3, 1-2, something like that. They have a losing record, or they're tied up, and so they really need to make their marks because Premier League playoffs are just a month away. So they need to make it up because thus far in the Premier League, Fnatic have an undefeated record. Team Liquid have an undefeated record. So yeah, Dignitas gotta make up ground, but still Dignitas in the top 3 of the defense 3 in the playoffs of the Raycall Dota 2 League. They are playing in a lot of tournaments, and they're just showing new things every single day. But anyway, just looking at the picks and bans, probably going to be an offlane Magnus and Luna safe lane, Rubik safe lane by Pain and Dignitas. I don't actually see Fog to play Barrett whenever Dignitas gets their hand on Barrett. I think this will probably be an offlane / jungle Barrett handled by Universe. Although they have Darkseer as well, so yeah, it's going to have to be a mid lane Barrett because how else will they lane Darkseer and Gyrocopter? If they pick up a hard carry, they could put Gyrocopter in the mid lane and then the lanes would be much more even than put Darkseer in the offlane Barrett or jungle. But as it is, it's still a little bit up in the air. Darkseer could still theoretically go mid. Barrett could still theoretically go offlane. Gyrocopter could still theoretically go mid himself. But so far, I guess it would be Gyrocopter mid lane, Darkseer offlane, and Barrett or jungle. And Barrett in jungle, as long as he just fully devotes himself to farming, he should be able to sort of get his Blink Dagger ahead of schedule. Usually in the mid lane, the fastest Blink Dagger can get is around 10 minutes after the Boots bottle, or the Tranquil's bottle, and the Magic Wand. In jungle Barrett, you don't really need to get a Magic Wand, or even a bottle necessarily. You can just get that Dagger up ASAP and get that around the 7-8 minute mark. But you do lose a lot of your lane presence, which Barrett is known to dominate lanes like very few other heroes in the game. That sticky napalm just makes life ridiculously difficult for a lot of heroes to deal with. So Jungle Barrett does take away some of that element, but you do sacrifice that for a faster Blink Dagger and of course getting more experience on other heroes who could require experience. So there's always a trade-off, but personally I just like the feeling of it annoying the heck out of my opponent with the sticky napalm, so I always play mid. Pain, clearly doing research, knows that Dignitas have to pick up a support unless they do support Jungle Barrett, which could be an option, but again, you probably will rush that dagger. And they know that Visage or Visage is one of Dignitas' favorite supports. AUI actually is one who usually handles the Visage just because I think he really likes playing that hero. I watched his stream a couple times, and he just says he really likes playing Visage. So yeah, I think that's the reason why AUI plays Visage or Visage whenever he gets the chance and doesn't really play the hard carry. But yeah, Visage is sort of one of those heroes who can play either as a support or even as a semi-carry. His nuke does a lot of damage and he's quite tank. But of course he's going to be removed from the equation altogether. Meanwhile, Dignitas banning a lot of pushing heroes, so this indicates that they want to get a really strong mid-game lineup and really just avoid those 5v5 engagements for quite a bit. They're going to pick up Bane right now, isolating the single target, and definitely going to be very strong in terms of ganking if Barrett does get a fast dagger. It'll do a lot in terms of making those ganks succeed, but still, I mean... Well, I guess this sort of clears up some of the lane confusion. Now I'm going to have to sort of see Gyrocopter's safe lane farmer, and Darkseer off lane Barrett probably going to jungle or mid, but again, Fog does not really like to play... Or I've not actually seen Fog play Batrider, so if I had to guess it would be Way 2 or Universe playing the Batrider. So Dignitas with their lap still have to pick up a mid, which is surprising because they have 3 heroes, even 4 heroes that could potentially take the mid solo role, but it just doesn't fit Dignitas' style to have any of these heroes play in the mid solo region, just because certain players like to do certain things. And the only traditional fogged heroes left on the map is Gyrocopter, but I think in this case, Gyrocopter will be played as a carry. You know, Pain going for Mass Aura, so they want to take 5v5 engagements. They know that, you know, there are 2 single target gankers in the form of Barrett and Bane, but 5v5 Dignitas, even though they have some teamfight potential, can get rushed down, can get brutalized in a pushing strat by Luna, by Venge with the Aura maxed out, and Dignitas don't really have a reliable way to defend their towers. And so the Aura is coming in with the Vengeance Aura, the Lunar Blessing, and even in Empower, if he manages to get enough experience, the Empower will be greatly useful in terms of taking down towers. So we can start to see where Pain's game plan is coming in, and we see all the components of the Pain trialing. So all they need is their mid solo, or if they want to put Magnus mid, need an off-lane hero, maybe a Windrunner, or maybe, I don't know, who would be good for Dire off-lane? As we're going to see a fogged hero in the form of Pudge. Let's go, Dignitas. With a 1 game advantage, clearly, apparently not too threatened by Pain, which is fair because Pain have not been in too many high placing tournaments, but they're definitely a strong team in their own fashion. So I don't think this is a troll pick. This is just a pick that sort of can negate some of the 5-man pushing, because if you hook a person out of position, Dignitas have a lot of burst damage that can throw down. So as soon as you can pick off a Luna, a Venture Spirit, a Magnus before the battle breaks out, Pain loses so much of their momentum in their forms of the tower pushes that it's really just extremely difficult for them to overcome. But anyway, gonna have the last pick from Pain coming in soon. It's gonna be a Queen of Pain taking a more standard mid solo role, so it is gonna be Magnus offlane on the Dire side. Again, Magnus offlane, not the best on the Dire side. In the raid, at least he can creep pull, he can skewer over the cliffs. Dire side, he just sort of has to pray to God, but it's probably gonna be Barrett jungle, and I don't imagine Barrett will like to gank too much. And the pushing components of the Gyrocopter and the Bane, not really the best pushing support. Gyrocopter, I mean, if you know AUI, you know he likes a static farm, so Magnus might be able to get experience, but at the very least, his tower won't be in danger for quite a bit. But we will take this time to introduce the players and the teams. We're going to have Dignitas Way Too Sexy playing the Batrider. It's going to be Fog playing the Pudge. Universe is playing the Darkseer. So we're going to see an offlane Batrider and a jungle Darkseer. So slight role reversal right there. AUI 2000 is going to be playing the Gyrocopter, and Tides' time is going to be handling that Bane Elemental. Meanwhile, on the side of Pain, it's going to be a level 1 Roshan attempt. As the question is, does Dignitas know that this is happening? This is always a dangerous thing that you have to keep in the back of your mind when you're facing a Venge, especially a Venge with the Luna on their side. But Dignitas may not respecting it, may just not afraid as the Universe roaming in. I don't know if you can hear the sound effects of the Scream of Pain, but Roshan bashing Queen of Pain to death has the Empower level 1 on him, but still the Roshan is taking so long to bring down. They really need to take a hero, but right now they're just kiting. They have 20 seconds. And I think they will be able to kill it, as the damage is coming in through. Minus R can constantly be spammed, but Venture Spirit's getting bashed over and over again. Everybody on the side of Pain is so ridiculously low that they might very well end up losing a creep wave. So they'll get a gold edge, but the experience advantage might be null and void. The question is, do they have towers? But here comes Universe roaming back in. Magnus does pick up the Aegis as he's going to skew out Universe. He's probably going to die to Ion Shell, so it's going to be the fastest Aegis of Magnus's life. And Venture Spirit caught out complete by herself. Tides of Time does pick up the first blood with the Brain Sap, as meanwhile Universe forced to run away. A double Ion Shell going to go down onto Rubik, as here comes a surge forward. The Universe did manage to level 2 as Brain Sap comes in once again. Double kill picked up by Tides of Time, and now Pada is going to get picked off as well. The Roshan attempt, Dignitas is just like, you can have it. We'll just pick up 4 kills super easily. Now Pain are in a remarkable deficit. That guy takes so long to get back in the lanes. And as is, the only real true beneficiary of that was Luna, who managed to get out of there and is 2.5 levels. But still, Batter should be able to beat Luna, especially since she didn't have a magic stick. I think she was probably predicting Darkseer top lane, as I was expecting Darkseer top lane. But as it is, Pain at the very least managed to come away with some experience, all level 2.5. But yeah, I guess 3 level 1s. Pain came with experience, but I don't know if the Gold Advantage actually slightly in favor of the rating, despite the Roshan being killed. The first blood and the quad kills definitely will go a long way in terms of making that happen. But it's going to actually be safe lane fogged on the Pudge, as this is something that a lot of teams have been doing with Pudge these days. Safe lane farm. They know he's beaten mid lane by basically every competent mid lane hero, and even matchups that he does decently against like melee mids such as a Night Stalker. I mean, I wouldn't say he even does well in that regard, because Night Stalker has ridiculous high base armor, has spammable nuke that can clear creep waves, and has a lot of base damage. So Pudge really just a very weak mid lane hero in the professional scene, but if you put it on the safe lane, he'll get his farm going in. Very few heroes are as scary as a Pudge in the 15-minute mark to about the 25-minute mark of a game as Pudge, as he'll just punish you for making any position mistakes. As Way Too Sexy is going to get stunned, but just going to easily Firefly away. Going to get Telekinesis back up, but he's just going to do a bit more residual Firefly Arrest, and as Venge not in position, but Rubik more than happy to clean up that kill, as that is going to be the end of the life for Way Too Sexy. He will respawn, as he does it with speed and teleport scroll, so he's just going to get back on that top lane ASAP. But Pain making up some of the ground, going to get some nice farm on their supports, but as is the critical room not being controlled that well by the Luna, as the creeps are going to be in range of the Baron, and they don't have a catapult creep, so they can't actually pressure this tower. So a bit of improper creep mismanagement by the side of Pain. Actually, they're pushing with the sizable creep, so they can actually dive the tower. This might be what they're intending, and actually Way 2 is just going to dive, exploit the high ground, sap as much experience as possible, and just really abuse the Firefly by Batter, as the tower probably won't die, but it's going to take a lot of damage. And here comes the teleport in by Darkseer. Universe already with double kill on the Ion Shell, going to surge forward, just going to do a bit of harassment, no, just going to usher away the opposing side. And Universe, I mean, if he didn't get that, he's level 5 3 minutes in the game. If he didn't get so many kills on that Roshan engagement, then he would probably be sticking in the jungle. But as is, they're going to rotate around, and Darkseer level 5, while Luna at level 4 is just not going to be a good time for the side of Pain. They really can't hope to kill the Darkseer. 2-point surge up, and already 750 gold and a bottle, so doesn't even have to drain his HP to cast that Soul Ring. Can just spam the bottle and should be okay. Meanwhile, in terms of mid lane matchups, this is actually Queen of Pain's one of her more annoying matches, because the flag cannon is just so powerful, and Queen of Pain can't really dive the gyrocopter because Rocket Barrage will just do a lot of damage. So Yuka gonna have to be a bit careful, as she's already forced to play so far back. And you can see 13 CS compared to AUI's 20 CS now. And Yuka, again, not having the rest of the time, was not pulled any sort of item regen, which wasn't necessary because they were trying to go for level 1 Roche, trying to switch things up in game 2 after being down 0-1. And that ultimately might cost Queen of Pain in the mid lane, as Gyrocopter was probably pulled a set of tangos, maybe not. I don't think he was, but still. We'll have a solid advantage as here comes AUI with Acer trying to get a gank going. Here comes the vacuum, and Billy is just going to die in an instant with the Rocket Barrage and the Darkseer coming in. And that is going to feel Universe's level 6 as he's almost level 7, has a level 1 point into vacuum. And so far the lanes are not going well for Pain, as Fogged level 5 has 3 points of hooks. Interesting enough went for Tread, so he can do some Tread switching as well as tank up, as I suppose that's the only reason. Usually Pudge like to go phase boots or arcane boots to constantly spam the hook, or just to chase. But Treads gives you some more extra HP, and if he manages to get left kills, Pudge can actually right-click reasonably hard. Of course, his agility growth is through the gutter. But still, I mean, Tread Switch is always a ridiculously good mechanic if you don't have too many spells to spam, which Fogged definitely does not. He has a clarity, and that's pretty much it. And I guess it's also good when you're not going to spam too many hooks on this bottom lane. You can sort of save up and use their levels to get your intelligence growth going. But meanwhile, we're going to see Pada just farm up with the Empower on the high ground. A little bit of a nice trick. I think that was on Lockified channels, as AOI, with the help of Universe, was able to kill the Queen of Pain. Didn't even have to use Missile, it looks like. I guess just vacuum the Rocket Barrage, as they're going to use Call Down to clear this creep wave. And this tower going to take a lot of damage. I don't think it'll actually die, but still, a lot of damage. And the creep wave is being cleared up. And keep in mind, Call Down 50-second ultimate. We'll be back very quickly as Tides of Time going to find a Venture Spirit in the jungle. I don't know if he actually sees a Magnus. Maybe they suspect something's up. As Magnus just going to teleport the heck out of there. Level 1 vacuum, not good range, so Universe is going to be thwarted.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, the camera is going to be on Fogged once he hits level 7, as he will probably start to roam. Actually, I guess Dignitas is going to try to farm up the Force Staff ASAP on Fogged and just give him much more range on that hook. And a 2000 range hook, if you count the Force Staff, as well as the range of the hook. Or I guess the 1900 range. At this stage in the game, it's so scary to deal with. It's literally a nightmare. As Pain forced to send 3 people bottom, trying to get out the Pudge, they are going to find themselves way too sexy, as he clearly did not get the memo. Fogged was just like, peace out, homeboy, as he able to escape with relative ease. Way too, on the other hand, going to be denied in that attempt. He should probably just go back to jungle and try to farm a dagger, but as is Fogged, gonna approach menacingly, and Yuka, not too much mana. He might just die to the Iron Shell rock combination. The hook does whiff, but Queen of Pain, does she have a sufficient level on Blink? Level 1 Blink, if they actually managed to find her, she'd be dead. But no, nice positioning by Yuka as she able to escape to the fog. And Fogged gets fogged for the moment. But this will be, rest assured, this will not be the last you see of Fogged in this game. He will hook, and he will try to catch people all over the map. But so far, taking up the last hits, Luna has managed to get some nice last hits going. It seems that they've been pushing this top tower and just going for some stack farm. I like this decision because, again, pushing in against a high-level Darkseer and a high-level Pudge, really just not going to be a good time, as we're going to see a smoke attempt by side Dignitas. No wards, did scout that out, as Dignitas the only people who have wards in the side of the Dire jungle. But Vengeful Spirit does suspect something's up, not seeing anybody in the middle lane, only seeing one person on the bottom lane and one person on the top lane. They're just like, where are the other 3 people in this game? So they have some nice map awareness, but unfortunately, Luna is going to play a bit greedy. Oh, the hook hooks that 8-gold neutral creep. He wants to get his hands on a juicier prize. Going to try to chase down Luna, but Luna with the Tranquil Boots as well as that 330 base movement speed. Tide of Time is going to get surged ahead, but the Nightmare is not going to be in range. Nightmare, not the best cast range, as Luna with that increased night vision, able to identify our attackers and just escape very, very easily. So far, mostly due to Dignitas roaming it up, Pain has been able to get themselves some form of foothold back into this game. And I guess Pain just really want to focus on keeping this Barrier down. Barrier, the only person on the side of Dignitas who's actually died, as Barrier senses something up, not seeing as well anybody on the side of Pain on the map. Keep in mind, there are wards everywhere for the Radiant, so the fact that there's nobody on the map for Pain is just very, very scary for way too sexy, and he is going to back off appropriately. Meanwhile, AUI does pick up a tower, but Eclipse is going to use... in that situation, AUI, did he spend his gold? I guess in this situation, it's a decent trade. Overall, an even trade. I think AUI did come out on top because he got 500 gold for that tower. 550 maybe, as we're going to see a Fiend Script being channeled. Not much more to say, as Firefly is going to come in. Are they even going to use the lasso? They are going to use the lasso just to ensure, as 5-second duration, a bit too long. As meanwhile, Pudge, I should have been watching him, managed to hook on the Vengeful Spirit, as he's saying, come here, girl. As meanwhile, Luna might meet the same fate. No, Luna positioning himself, and just too fast for Fogged to catch up to. So Fogged is going to be thwarted yet again, saying he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for a pesky Luna. Well, he did get away with it. He got the Venge, and that's all you want in life. as this is how Pudge operates. And the reason why we don't see Pudge is that good teams know how to avoid him, and Pudge does not farm. So in the late stages of the game, he essentially just becomes a slowing melee creep, as we're going to see a Surge and Dismember combination with the Iron Shell. Darkseer Pudge, this is an interesting synergy that I honestly did not think of, as we're going to see Queen of Pain come back in, and the hook is going to whiff. Sonic Wave is going to hit, Fogged is going to end up perishing, but meanwhile, AUI are going to deal a lot of damage with the Rocket Barrage, but the missile is going to fly in, Reverse Polarity going to delay the inevitable as Magnus will escape, Nightmare going to be transferred as the Universe will escape as well. Queen of Pain does not want to go too far ahead without any backup support, going to force a TP in by Rubik, but still overall that did favor Pain, I guess, because Fog died, and I don't think anybody else on side of Pain died.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that is going to slow Fog's momentum down quite a bit. Again, Pudge does not farm. He farms heroes. He does not farm creeps. The only time he farms creeps is in the early laning stage of the game, but once he hits level 7 or 8, he just starts his 24/7 full-time roaming schedule. It's a busy schedule, but Pudge is a working man, so he knows what to do. I mean, he was a butcher after all, so I'm sure he had some hectic schedules after that. But yeah, as long as he can prolong the assault, it's just... you can outlast Pudge because, again, he'll have very minimal late game impact other than sort of weird positioning engagements where you might be fighting 5v5 and you can pick off a hero. But in terms of damage, Pudge's damage does not scale well whatsoever. And as teams start picking up Mecha, Pipe, more bracers, Pudge's effectiveness will start to wane. So this is the time of the game where Pudge really needs to make a huge impact. Otherwise, again, he'll just fall off the face of the earth. Y'all Tides of Time is going to get slain by the side of Pain, as we're going to see a tower push come in by Dignitas. Just keep my eyes on Fogged as I'm waiting for some no-scope 420 MLG status. Hooks, the hook just barely not in range, as that ward did scout out the Queen of Pain, and now Pain must be wanting, do they have a ward there? But this ward is so very uncommon that I don't think Pain would honestly think to counter ward it. As we're going to see another surge forward, Fogged. That was just swing for the fences, and he struck out right there. But again, all it's costing him is some mana, and he has the intelligence to try to constantly switch, and once he gets Force Staff, that'll give him even bigger mana pool. So Tread seems to be working out quite well for Fog in this game, and he can always switch it back to give him some extra base damage as well as some extra HP. And meanwhile, Veg Spirit teleports in front of Pudge. I'm not too sure what she was thinking. It might have been a clever orchestrated bait, but we're going to see if Feed's going to be challenged. Magnus is going to fall to the repeated flat cam barrage by the gyrocopter. Meanwhile, Way Too Sexy is going to go back in with the dagger, I think, as he mentioned fly into Rubik. And meanwhile, Rubik is going to end up dying. Yeah, that was a dagger up on Way Too Sexy. Fogged is going to pay for it with his life. It's going to be a 1-for-3 engagement thus far, but Flame Break by the Baroner going to ensure that Queen of Pain will not escape again. And Dignitas cleaning up shop. Fogged, unfortunately, died once again, but his team more than happy to take up the slack that he was unable to provide. As that is sort of the, again, one of the sort of disadvantages of playing against a Pudge when he's on the other side of the map. You sort of have to spread out, but when you're spread out, that opens you up to a Barret or Blink, that opens up to Missile, and also hooks. So Pudge, he's a niche pick, but if he works out very spectacularly usually. There's a reason why all the Chinese teams banned Denny's Pudge and TI2, as they clearly feared it for a reason. I mean, for teams who really rely on positioning like the Chinese, one hero that can disrupt the positioning so heavily like a Pudge just can put a huge crack in their armor. As I was about to say an inappropriate word, but I corrected myself. I know what to do. I know how to be politically correct, motherfuckers. Meanwhile, Experience Gold Graph heavily in favor of Dignitas, and Pain not going to be able to clean out this Roshan, as here comes Swap. The smoke was up on Tide of the Time, and he will not be able to escape. Cooldown's going to fly back in, only going to pick off one range creep, but still 50-second cooldown. Does mean he can pretty much spam it at will. But they did devote, only big skill they devoted was a Swap, which has 45-second cooldown. So overall, a nice victory for Pain, but the question is, can they actually defend their tier 2 as Fog trying to get in position, canceling the hook. Will he be able to get a hook on the Rubik? Oh, just a little bit too far as Flamebreak actually pushes the Rubik away. But still, Dignitas got what they came for. They got the tier 2. And so far, there's only one outer tower on the map left for Pain, 15 minutes in the game. it is not looking good for the Brazilians. Or sorry, 2 Hour Towers. They did not take this tier 2, but it is going to be the next one in Fog's meaty little eyes. Meanwhile, Bane, after that ridiculous double kill, as Fog does manage to pick up another kill. As soon as I check out other items, there's all Havoc breaking loose. I don't think I've ever actually caught more than one Pudge hook, but meanwhile, they're going to trade a Barrier for a buyback, as the hook RP going to be cancelled by the Magnus, wanting to get one more. Meanwhile, Fog waiting in the shadows will catch the Magnus. RP is going to be channeled, but Vacuum into the rot, just too good. Fog is going to end up paying for it with his life, and Universe will end up dying as well. So far, Pain with a nice recovery. They ended up getting a 2 for 3 if you count the buyback. So nicely done by the side of Pain, as they're taking advantage of Dignitas' mispositioning, and also taking advantage of AUI not being there, as he managed to pick up double danger, but unfortunately that is going to cost him precious time during that battle. But he's going to be more than happy to take all the farm he can possibly get. You know, Barrier with the Blink Dagger. The question is whether he'll go for 4 staff. Probably should finish the Magic Wand. The 3 stats don't really... I mean, they're a bit more than you expect, especially since Barrier is not a hero who levels up stats. And he's a hero who can get bursted down once the other supports start getting their max level nukes. So I think finishing a Magic Wand would be a good start. But still, I mean, 4 staff is a really strong item build. Could pick up the treads, most likely go back into Trencos. Actually, Trencos, because he's not letting Knight not be the best choice. He's going to spy Tides of Time yet again. Tides of Time being caught, but again, well, nice Nightmare dodge. As he managed to get the brain sap going on, the cooldown's going to whiff complete, but here comes the pursuit going back in. Fog is going to hook the Rubik. Rubik never knew what hit him, and I'll tell you what hit him. It's got Pudge hook, as a Fiend Script is going to be channeled onto the Vengeful Spirit, and Vengeful Spirit will get picked off as well. Smoke Gank with only 3 heroes when the entire side of Dignitas are back alive. Not the best move by Pain I've ever seen. But they're also creating openings for Luna farm up, and if you're a carry failure when there's so many strong gankers, the most you can ask for your team is some room to farm up. And you don't want your team to feed, but still, anytime you can get some much needed alone time with some creeps, you can wine and dine them and let them persuade them to perhaps give them their gold. As Dignitas not going to defend this tier 1, but instead they are going to get a tier 2, which they're more than happy to claim. Fogged actually banged the idea for 4 staff for now. Might go back into a Medallion, or perhaps Blade Mill, or even Mech. I guess it's a Mech, because he has the ring as well as the Chainmail, but the mana pool, that is the question. Where is it going to come from, as the hook does whiff? But still, just keeping Pain pinned up, staying so far back. They can't even take the experience from this creep wave because they're always in fear of getting Pudge hook. And meanwhile, if they're playing too far back, nice swap of Vengeful Spirit as the lasso will break instantly. But meanwhile, Pudge more than happy to pick up the slack. Bat Rider is going to trade his life for the Vengeful Spirit, but Pudge going to be very happy for that exchange if Bat Rider is not too pleased. Going to get +1 strength. And Fog just going to stay in the background waiting for his next victim to approach. And the hook does with the Surge. Darkseer, the Universe is playing out of his mind this game. 5-1-7. It's surging everybody, getting a really early on double kill on the Roshan. But all the while, Luna, not caring that her base is under siege, gonna pick up the BK rather soon. Actually, she's actually not last hitting everything. And I guess she was fearing the counter teleport, but still, the BKB will not be up as soon as I'd expect because she was farming that bottom for quite a bit and managed to pick out 2 towers. But still, that BKB will be online in about 150 gold. So once you get to that, we'll handle the Dismembered Lasso or the Fiend's Grip. So BKB won't handle the hook either in terms of being hooked. Of course, they'll negate the damage, but still, how much will BKB actually do this game? I'm not too sure. It'll just mostly help against the Darkseer, I guess. But Luna is so short range that she'll always be naturally clumped up anyway. I don't know if that makes too much sense, but Luna, because she's so short range, because Eclipse has such a short cooldown, as he Tides of Time, baiting it out, saying, "Pain, come get me." And they're not going to fall for it. I don't know if Dignitas is trolling. Usually, you know, whenever you listen to AUI play or Dignitas reveal strategies, they always have some strategy in mind, but I think this time they're just having fun. As, yeah, Pain, unfortunately, not in the best position, but again, talking about Luna, She sort of wants to be up close and personal in your face. 350 range, not the best, as we're going to see Way Too Sexy get surged ahead.
Is under attack.
Almost spotted out Luna, but again, very fearful of that eventual swap being in. But yeah, again, Luna wants to be up close in your face, and Eclipse, you have to be up close and personal as well, so she will always be in range of being dismembered, running into the walls. So I don't know, BKB I don't think is the best choice for Luna in this game. She's going to finish it right now, but still. The question is how much will she get from it. I guess she can tank, and hopefully Magnus can come with a good RP, and that will swing the team fight around for Pain, but still. That's asking a lot from the Magnus, especially when there's so many forms of initiation. Not only is there Barrow with the dagger, probably the best initiator in the game, but still, I mean, there's Fogged, there's Darkseer, there's Bane, as Way Too Sexy might get cut out yet again, but he's going to get surged away. Meanwhile, Fogged is going to get swapped. He's going to take a lot of damage. Blade Mail is going to prevent a lot of the damage. His Phoenix is going to be challenged, can't escape from the skewer, as meanwhile, Luna is going to pop her ultimate, going to clear out Fogged, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 engage thus far. But Dignitas perhaps want more. They do have the last swap. They are going to snag Rubik as Queen of Pain transfer the Nightmare, but still not enough as Queen of Pain just forced to Nightmare the death of her beloved support. Rubik's going to buy back. They're going to have to defend, but they're not without an Eclipse, but fortunately for them, Fogged is going to be dead, so they'll be fighting 4v5, and Lasso's down, as well as Phoenix Grip and the wall vacuum, so Dignitas, I think, making the right move, just going to try to ward up, get some map control, and overall just defend their lanes, get some safe farm. Magnus seems to sense something's up. Spies Tides of Time, as Tides of Time going to be in a bit of trouble. Not too sure he ran back, as he's going to get skewered, going to get RP'd. That might be a bit of overkill, Pain, but I guess you want to be sure. As Tides of Time, no buyback. Wow, Tides of Time is actually really farmed, 7, 4, and 8 on a Bane with 25 CS. Pretty farmed, and he's going to have that Yield Scepter up relatively soon, but Dignitas is going to prevent that Roshan from being taken, saying we don't actually need Bane. We can still hook you and lasso you, as might be evidence very soon. No, Way Too Sexy. That Flying Vision probably saw the advantage, but not enough, as the hook just barely going to whiff. But Pain being pinned up. But Pain doing the right measures. They're farming the opponent's jungle, which is safer, and they're going to farm the other lanes with their more mobile heroes, but they are going to sacrifice Roshan. AUI again with the double damage rune, and he went for a straight up butterfly, as that is going to give him so much damage, give him a nice amount of armor and evasion at this stage to prevent the Luna physical glaives. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with the fast butterfly in my opinion. The only problem is the cost. But if you can farm it up, why not? Go for it. As again, Dignitas evidencing their trolling. They're just nightmaring people because they feel like it.
Dire's middle tower is under
But AI with the Aegis gonna be able to push in with ease. And again, Pain's gonna have to watch their positioning. Fogged is lurking in the shadows.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But meanwhile, Radiant gonna get their other lanes pushed, so Radiant gonna have to make their move relatively soon. Gonna see a Blinken lasso yet again. The hook is gonna miss barely, as Way Too Sexy playing super aggressive, and he's getting punished. He's fireflying ahead, but Vengeful Spirit, once he catches vision, the Batrider just gonna swap him and then kill him. As Glyph is forced, I think this tower will die nonetheless despite a teleport, so that is why Dignitas is going to stick around. AUI is going to clean up the tier 3, as Fog is going to surge forward, going to hook the Vengeful Spirit, very short range hook. And Vengeful Spirit just get absolutely demolished. But still, the other lanes are being pushed in. Radiant really desperately want this middle barracks, want to make sure that the sacrifice of those was not invaded, but we see another combination. Nightmare and Hook, such an easy combination to set up. Nice RP by Magnus, but he does not want to fight that, as Fiend's Grip is going to challenge Luna through the BK. IOI trying to right-click it up, as here comes the vacuum wall. The illusion gets hooked. Unfortunate for Fogged, as AOI might lose his Aegis right here. No, he will not. Tides of Time taking sustained damage, as Queen of Pain is on the case, but she is going to get cleaned up, as well as the hook was stolen by Rubik. Rubik saying, this is how you play Pudge, Fogged, as Fogged clearly very angry. Bane's going to die. Bane with an immediate buyback, as the Aegis is going to expire, and meanwhile, the hook by Fogged is going to miss yet again. His hook accuracy, not the best, but to be fair, the hooks that he has hit, I have missed for the most part. But still. The sustained siege of Dignitas going to continue, As Magnus is going to have the dagger up. RP, I imagine it's going to cool down as here comes the call on the edges of the vision, but as soon as Pudge hooks and channels a dismember, Gren XD going to channel his own hook. Fogged is going to die. Pudge is going to back, skewer backward onto the Darkseer, but the mission was accomplished by Dignitas. They got the middle barracks. And people just making Luna's damage quite pathetic at this stage. As they're going to see a Blinken last, so way too sexy says, I'm tired of dying. I want to get some kills on my own. And AUI more than happy to snatch that kill up. As Tides of Time going full boss mode. Trying to finish off the Sparix by himself. But he would be able to escape. Fogged, died, bought back. As we can take a look at the goal graph. Despite the sort of foolishness or the recklessness of Dignitas buying back, they still have a comfortable goal advantage. In huge part to the racks and their kill advantage. Experience advantage still heavily in favor of Dignitas. Checking out the net worth. AUI somehow averaging around 600 GPM despite him being next to the base for a long while. As he's going to pull this way, Fogged might just spitefully block this camp. No, the camp did stack, so bit of interesting new meta pulls. But AUI going to clear that up very easily. As now they're just having fun. But Dignitas grouping up, probably going to push up the creepy goblin, then rotate bottom. They want to clean up that tier 2, or they're just going to charge all in as usual. In this game, Dignitas say, you know, we can play more than just 4 protect 1 and 5v5 engagements. We can just play like absolute champs, as well as Universe is going to get isolated. Universe will die. That's a pretty big blow as Darkseer, probably the MVP in this game, as he has just been putting in so much work. But now Universe is out of the picture. No buyback means that Dignitas is going to have to have a moment of silence for the next 40 seconds while they wait for the Universe to respawn.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
This is some next level trolling by Dignitas. Giving up free couriers. Oh, they went for double courier. Because why the heck not? As maybe they want to make the game more challenging, trying to feed gold to pain? I don't know. But AUI gonna get caught out. Swapped back. He is gonna die. He has a Reaver, but that's not gonna help you too much without a Satanic, as he's surviving a lot of damage. Will end up dying. No buyback, so that is gonna delay the push as well. But I guess they're gonna say screw AUI. We don't actually need that guy. All he does is hit creeps. We're gonna try to kill heroes, because that is the manly way to play Dota. As Hook is gonna fly and just barely miss on Luna again. Every time I see a Hook, it's just very underwhelming by Fogged without a Nightmare setup. But, I mean, he is a freaking hooker. I was trying to find some eloquent way to put it, but it's Pudge. Pudge not known to be a very eloquent hero when he's described. But I guess Dignitas can just wait out AUI's revival, as they're just going to stand around. Aegis just timed out, but I mean, it got killed on AUI a long time ago. But still 4 minutes up to Aegis, and Luna is getting some farm. There's still, if Dignitas keep trolling, I mean, there's RP and Luna, which still gives them options, as, oh, the reactions on the side of Pain a little bit too slow. They are going to find Uterus. They're going to lift him back up as Hook is going to whiff on Uterus. Magic Missile in place as Uterus is going to pop the mechanism. Vacuum's going to come in as well as the wall. Going to drive Pain away, but Surge stolen by the Rubik. This Rubik is really playing very well inside of Pain, but Lasso up on the Magnus. Not going to be able to get the RP off. He is just going to die as Pudge managed to get the last hit with a hook. But meanwhile, the chase is on for the rest of Pain. Barrett are going to get the Flame Break pushback and going to start stacking Napalms, coating Venture Spirit with some sticky black goo. That black gold. I'm going to make sure that Venture Spirit loses some of her gold as she waits to respawn in the fountain. It's Fogged. Oof. To be fair, it's kind of hard to hook a Luna because she has a billion move speed, and it's kind of hard to hit hook as Surge Rubik, especially when they have so much open room to run around in. But still, hook percentage bordering on the edge of 30%, I imagine. But Nightmare is going to be casted. Must be level 4 Nightmare, as that is going to last quite a while, as Yukai going to get that Nightmare transferred to him. And Colon's going to use Fiend's Grip on the high ground as Bane blinked into a very short portion of the jungle as Fog is going to get the hook onto the Luna. Reverse play is going to chill, but where's the damage going to come from? It's going to come from the Luna as well as the Vengeance Aura. Fog going to pop the Blade Mail, means that Luna can actually not hit Fog as he's going to get surged ahead. The hook comes in, picks off Luna. Nicely done. AY meanwhile in the midst of everything, throwing down all the pot shots as necessary as Vengeance with a very defensive swap. But AY is on the pursuit yet again, going to get surged forward as he's hitting buildings start to splash the flak hands. Really nicely done. As, oh no, he's going to get lifted. Clearly he's got to work on his calves as, man, I guess not, because he's just going to work with that Satanic. And meanwhile, the trolling by Dignitas continues. They are actually not in as big a lead as you might think. I mean, they're still in a huge lead, but there's an RP. And when there is a will and a Magnetar, there is a way. I guess he's not a Magnetar, he's a Magnosaurus. As Tides of Time, gonna get the Nightmare as Magnus gonna blink forward. Here comes the swap. The nice Yule's dodge by Tides of Time as he's gonna try to get hooked. The Skewer does not care, as that is unfortunate for Tides of Time, but still he might end up escaping, vacuum into wall, into Dismember. Barrett are going to come back in with the Flame, also going to finish off Queen of Pain, and meanwhile Fogged is on the hunt yet again. The Napalms will be applied, should be a relatively solid hook as long as Way Too Sexy does not block the hook. Oh, Dignitas. How you amuse me. Meanwhile, Barrett are just going to force the BKB by Luna. Oh, the hook yet again, just barely off. I felt like I've said that at least 800 times during this cast, but whenever there's 800 times, you can always go for that agent first. As Universe, you know, I think he's getting a bit tired of this game. Just going to try to hit the racks, and then he realizes, oh, I'm a Darkseer. I do decent physical damage, but not in comparison to something like AY, who is apparently firing creeps. Still, I mean, gold graph, experience graph, I don't feel like it means much. The only thing that can really stop Dignitas is if they get 4-man reversed or 5-man reversed into a perfect Luna combination. Then it might be argued that Pain actually has the advantage. But still, Dignitas playing with such reckless abandon and with, you know, they're having fun, which is nice to see because Dignitas definitely one of those teams who puts in the time for a lot of different tournaments. They were in MLG, they were in Alienware, Defense 3, Raid Call, Premier League. So I guess they deserve a fun game every now and then, just to mess around with. But no, professional Dota, serious business, esports. Meanwhile, AUI says, "What's up, Roche?" Is Fogged just gonna hook AUI? He's gonna hook AUI. I can predict it. No, just some 4-staff action. AUI trying to slow down Roshan. Yeah, he sold a spot. Oh, he doesn't have a free spot to get the Aegis. And Universe is actually there as well. And AUI does pick up the Aegis. They're just gonna pop a smoke. No hook trolling here. I guess they want to end it as Fogged gonna have himself a nice slice of cheese. He's actually just gonna pop it right now. As he was around 800 HP and not too much HP regen, just gonna pop it now and go back into the fight and try to end this game. As I think Dignitas, you know, you can mess around, but still 30 minutes is quite a long time, especially the draft, so this is bordering on a 40-45 minute game. But still, not too sure why Dignitas keep ramming their heads against the middle lane. As not only is it more open, so people have more room to run around the hooks, but also, well, he still manages to get the hook on Rubik, but Rubik get the immediate 4-staff out. I guess he didn't want to channel the Dismember. Magnus in place, maybe his teammates are clumped to buy as well. But yeah, not too sure why Dignitas pushing the middle lane. No, just gonna rotate back up top. The tier 3 actually did end up expiring previously. Luna gonna pop the mid style. The hook whiffs completely. And the creep wave will be cut off, as mid lane creep is gonna be cut off as well. But UI with the Demon Edge, probably going to work his way towards an MKB. If they want to go full Chingma, they can go for Rapier, but a hook in by Rubik, as they might very well take the Aegis off AUI, but here comes a Blinket Scream of Pain by the Queen of Pain, going to drain so much of AUI's HP. Nice RP, but the Sonic Wave actually whiffs completely. A bit of mistiming right there, as AUI going to respawn with the Aegis. Bane is end up going to perish, or is going to end up dying, but they are going to pick off the Luna, and instead Luna is going to buy back, but I do not think she has BKB. She does not have her ultimate as well, and this is going to mean for sure second Petter of Barracks. And if Luna dies here, Luna, don't die here. Luna, don't die here. Luna, no! There's actually no creeps in the base, so these are X. Just don't care. But anyway, gonna rush back in. Oh, hook! Trying to manta dodge the hook, but still, you do get hooked apparently, despite being manta dodged. But nice telekinesis on the Pudge, canceling that dismember. Also stunning AY for a bit, as
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
now the creeps are finally in the side of Pain's base, so the top barracks are actually able to take damage. And Caldown's going to come back in, going to do a decent chunk of damage to the Rubik. Or the Glyph has been forced out, as AOI just going to try to man up. The hook is going to whiff once again, but AOI with the Satanic does not care. Here comes Magnus, no RP is yet online. Skirt back around to AOI, is going to get forced staffed away, trying to get the Satanic popped, I assume. But Fogged is just going to end up dying in exchange for a Barracks.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
You know, Fogged is going to buy back. And he wants to make something happen. Let's check out the hero kill score. As Pog still somehow 10, 6, 12, and way too 8 and 15, way too wide. You gotta feed. But GG's called by Pain. They realize it's over. They just were not able to pick up any farm. The team fights, I mean, they're relying on verse play, but it has 100-second cooldown. You can't rely on when Dignitas constantly just fighting you for 30 years.
Dire's courier
As double curves have been killed, reverse polarity gonna hit on Fog, but he's gonna get forced staffed away. Fiend's Grip gonna be killed on the Magnus. As that is gonna be the end of this series, so Dignitas gonna take the series 2-0, having some fun in the second game, and that's nice to see. You know, not always the heavy farming by Dignitas, but also just some wild, wacky shenanigans as they managed to get 69 kills in 37 minutes. But hopefully you enjoyed this cast. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Just waiting on the screen. There's the screen.